Bring out the brooms, because my Heat got swept. Now, from a fan perspective, you know, I was, like I told you guys in the last video I did for the Heat, I said delusion, of course. I was deluded, of course, saying that the Heat was going to win in 7, of course. But from reality perspective in that video, I said at least we probably losing 5, maybe 6 if you're lucky, but probably 5 most likely. But you can't go out like this and just go out and lose lose all the games. You got at least win one. You got at least win one. At least go out there and get one. You got one last year versus the Celtics. When you play the Celtics, you got one last year against the championship Celtic team, and you can get one this time. You just got beat down and embarrassed, and you didn't have any fight. It's funny that our team is called the Heat, seeing that we didn't come out there and play with any fire. We didn't play with any fire, any flame, anything out there. Shouldn't be the Miami Heat, should be the Miami Weak, because we had like weak spirits, weak will, weak soul, and got broken down and embarrassed on national television in front of everybody like that. So now it's time for the Heat to kind of blow it up a little bit in a sense. I feel like the last 3 years, you've been to play in. Yes, that 1 year you got in the play in and you made it all the way to the finals, but what happened in the finals? You got eliminated in the finals because you don't have enough size and enough depth at those wing positions to compete with some of those top level teams. And then the following year, you know, so your Butler go down with the injury, and then you play in that play-in game right there, and then you get to the Celtics in the first round, and you lose that one right there. And then this year, you play in the play-in again. You make yourself through the play-in, and you also get to the playoffs, and then what you do? You had many games. The first 2 games were some games that you possibly could have won against the Cavaliers, the first 2 games. But what happened? You ran out of energy, you ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, and you blew leads in the fourth quarter, and you went out there and you messed some things up. When the game is tied, you make bad decisions and stuff, bad mistakes, turnovers and stuff that cost yourself to lose. So now it's time for us to go out there and get some playmakers on this team. Now, I would love for us to just keep Tyler Hero and Bam, and everybody else can kind of like, you know, you kind of do a package deal so you can get some big star names. But if you have to get rid of those guys too, you might, hey, you gotta see something. I know Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right now, the Pacers are down 3-1, which I'm gonna discuss later in this video too. So you possibly could see maybe, you know, the Heat making a move for Giannis or something like that. I don't know what it'll cost. If you can at least keep Tyler or Bam, one or the other. Maybe you might have to send Tyler back to Milwaukee. He's from there, right? But keep one or the other like that with Giannis. That could be very interesting. Or we can keep both. That'd be even greater. But when you trade for Giannis, you got to trade a lot, unless you really want out like that. Other than that, you got to trade for a good amount of stuff. So you have to see exactly what you have to give up to get him and stuff. So that'd be interesting. Trae Young, I think, would be more viable for us to get. And you might get mixed, you know, Jaime Jaquez, you know, some young guys. Jaime, maybe Jovic. I like Jovic, but you might have to get rid of him. You're going to get a star. Jaime, Jovic, probably throw in some picks as well. You know, Andrew Wiggins. You can keep him and throw him in there too, like that. And then you might can find a way to Trae Young. If Trae Young really wants out, like that. You got to see though. I know Kevin Durant's another name too as well, but he's a little older. He's 37, so I think it'd be better to go with one of those guys like that. Giannis would be hard to get, but Trae Young could be doable. You know, depending on what happens, like depending on what you give up. If the Hawks want to like start fresh, you gotta like take some of our young players. As long as you can keep Tyler, Bam, and hopefully Khalil Ware. We keep him too, the center. We can probably possibly trade and get Trae Young, you know, maybe bring in the Larry Nance Jr. as well. I'll take both of those guys. We just need to add another guy on the team who can go out there and get you 25 a night and also play make fully. Tyler Hero did a good job this season playing in that point guard role for the most part, but we need a true point guard. And Trae Young will be a true point guard for the team to come in there and help out. Donovan Mitchell did a good job too. I mean, not Donovan Mitchell, Davion Mitchell, one of the Mitchells, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Davion Mitchell did a good job playing and stuff as well, but he doesn't have enough firepower. It's not enough firepower to compete. I thought at least get one game. Yeah, at least win one game. You can't just beat up that badly. At least win one. So you like say, okay, we took one from them. Getting swept, that's bad. The last time he got swept was what? By the Bucks, I think. First round of the Bucks after that bubble season, the short off season, we got swept by the Bucks. But besides that, you know, the Heat was doing a pretty good job. At least get one game. But it's a story for a different time. We have to see what happened all season. I'm definitely do a video discussing the off season potential trades and signings we can do. But the Lakers are down 3-1, or I should say 1-3, and then also the Bucks are down 1-3. And Giannis, it could be his last game in Milwaukee right there, because he lost Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard just came back from the blood loss, and then now Damian Lillard, of course, is tore his Achilles. So he's 35 years old, so he's not gonna play the whole season. He tore his Achilles. It's like a 7 to 8 month injury, so he's gonna bleed into next season. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what the Bucks do. Giannis kind of doing everything. Gary Trent Jr. helped him out at one game and helped them win. He put up some big time points, but I feel like Giannis could be looking to go. But Giannis is very loyal to the soul, so I don't know if he'll leave or not. We have to see, but it could definitely be a possibility. I think the Magic have enough assets. The Thunder got a lot of assets to be able to get a Giannis Antetokounmpo on their team like that. They don't get it done this year. They be like, you know what? Let's trade all those draft capital things we have and a few pieces to get a Giannis Antetokounmpo to pair with SGA and Williams and all them like guys over there like that too as well. Chet Holmgren like that. You probably do something. You might use Giannis to replace Chet Holmgren. I don't know. like that. That'd be interesting. Giannis is what, 29, 30, I think. So he'll still be playing for quite some time. So that'd be interesting to see what they do. So you have to wait to see how things play out a little bit. The Lakers down 1-3. They had opportunity in that game. Like in that fourth quarter, they just collapsed. You go out there and you have a lead entering the fourth quarter, and then you let Anthony Edwards score 16 points in that fourth quarter, and then the Timberwolves basically outscored you in that quarter. I think they scored like what, 38 to like 19 or something like that. They outscored them by a lot in that fourth quarter and went out there and won that game like that. Came back and won that game. Anthony Edwards had 43 points, playing very good basketball. Luka with only 2 assists and 1 rebound. That's why, that's kind of like the determining factor a little bit. They played a lot of minutes. JJ Redick played those guys a lot of the time. Had them guys out there basically the whole game, really playing 46 minutes and 45 minutes like that, back-to-back games. And then you see them not really getting the guys involved, playmaking and stuff. I know some guys are missing shots, but you can still get other guys involved in playmaking, getting guys to cut and certain things. But they were utilizing their bench, they utilize their depth. They have the limited depth they do have. So it was very, very strange and stuff to see them kind of fall down. And now they're like 1-3. But a lot of people had them being favored. They about to be eliminated. Anthony Edwards did that last year to Kevin Durant, took him behind the shed, took Oyella out with the bang. And then went out, and then this year he got against LeBron James, who's 40 years old, still playing at a high level, but by taking him back behind the shed as well and go out with a bang as well. So we're gonna see if the Lakers can find a way to surge back. The same teams come back down 3-1, but I don't think it'll happen. I think the Lakers might win the next game, and they probably lose. I think they could possibly lose in 7. I think they could push it to 7. They probably play hard, but they might lose this series right there. It's gonna be very, very crazy. I think the Pistons are down 2 as well against the Knicks, 3-1. So some teams is down. We're seeing the Grizzlies get swept by the Thunder. The Grizzlies had opportunities in some of those games, but when John Morant went down that one game, the game they was up by a lot. It was about like 20-something points. And John Morant goes down, and the team just lose their whole train of thought. They can't play anymore. And they went out there and just got manhandled and beat down by the Thunder. Thunder came all the way back, surged in there, and defeated them. So it'll be very crazy to see who kind of makes it there in the end. Will it be the Thunder? Will it be the Timberwolves in the Western Conference? In the Eastern Conference, the Celtics gonna be the team that, come on, they're gonna be the Celtics most likely. Even though I hate to say it, probably the Celtics most likely in that finals. What's been the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll see maybe the Cavs up there with them or something. So we have to see what happens. Let me make sure the bracket. The bracket is, what's the bracket? The playoff bracket. NBA playoff brackets. I can make sure I get the matchups right. The playoff bracket. Okay, yeah, so if the Thunder already won, so the Thunder will play the Nuggets or the Clippers. The Clippers and the Nuggets are tied, of course, after that game-winning dunk by Aaron Gordon. Lakers will play the Rockets or Warriors, or Timberwolves and Lakers will play the Rockets or Warriors, who will win that series. In the Eastern Conference, you'll get Celtics, most likely, because they're up 3-1 right now. Celtics and maybe probably the Knicks, because the Knicks are up 3-1 too. And then you get the Bucks or the Pacers, probably the Pacers, and then the Cavaliers, like that. So it's going to be very crazy. Right now, the Heat, we're down 135 to 76. That's an absolute embarrassment. See, I turned the game off when it was down 123 to like 69. I turned the game off. I was like, yeah. I'll watch, as a fan, you want to watch the game to the very end. See your team get beat down like that, I'm gonna be front running with them when they winning. I'm also gonna be standing with them when they losing like that. So I have to watch the beat down and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see who makes it to the end. But that's all I have for today's video. Discuss the basketball news. The Warriors and Rockets play tonight. I was gonna wait till after that game to do the video, but I might be asleep. I might miss a little bit of that game, so I have to see about that next time. But stay tuned in for some more playoff stuff, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.